CIL 650, in association with Tom Lucas Productions, presents Radio Real Estate.
Our house in the middle of our street.
And now, here are your hosts, Bill Macklem, Fern Northcutt, and Tom Lucas.
All right, let's do a little countdown to New Year's Eve because we missed that yesterday. So let's quickly go back in time to midnight. Last night, and was it last night? I can't remember. Or was it 2 nights ago? It seems like it was 2 nights ago now. We maybe heard this if you're out and about. Well, I hope you heard that too. If you're looking for a house, then you heard this. I told you it was deja vu. We've been there already. Bill Macklem, Happy New Year. Thank you, you too, Bill. And Fern, Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you, Tom and Bill. You too.
Yeah. Did you have a good one?
You bet.
Yeah, I'll bet you did.
Watched the ball come down in New York. It was midnight their time, 10 o'clock our time, and then, what can I say, pounding the pillow after that.
Well, Fern, later on in the show, what we're going to do is invite some listeners to call in. They may have some questions about real estate and about mortgages for the year 2016, and I thought, what a great opportunity. We have you and Bill in the show, and maybe people can call in with their questions to you. So what do you think about that?
Shoot.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. A couple minutes after 10 o'clock, we got Bill lined up there. Billy, are you there?
I certainly am, Tom. Happy New Year to you and the whole gang. Happy
New Year to you, too. And Fern says Happy New Year to you. Nice to have you with us. Did you have a good New Year's Eve?
We had a fabulous New Year. We were down on the beach in Alki Beach in southwest Seattle, looking at the needle, and they did a fabulous job.
Well, Bill, I have to tell you, we did have a call for their police department there, and they want you and a woman by the name of Kathy to give them a call after the show this morning.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
I'm glad you're with me. It's a couple minutes after 3 o'clock. Bill Macklem, who is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. He's the resident mortgage expert on the show. He's going to be here in a few minutes officially with the mortgage update of the week. Right, Willie?
That's right. Later on the show, I'm going to talk about prices.
And Fern?
Prices in Seattle. Go ahead.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm interested in hearing about that, too. But Bill will also answer your mortgage question of the week in a few minutes.
And then later in the show, I just jumped in there and started with that. Later in the show, I'm going to be talking about home prices, and there are some interesting things going down here in the States that are very similar to what's happening in Vancouver.
I find we always kind of reflect what's going on in the States, so it's good to know what a global market is doing. So our Radio Real Estate home handyman, Finn Jensen, will share his thoughts to get off 2016 with a flying start.
And Monica Dinabriga, president of Mummy Maids, will be here with their tip of the week. And those tips from before Christmas were great, so we're looking forward to that one.
Not only that, as I mentioned before, we'll be chatting about what's down the road for real estate in the year 2016 right here in the Radio Real Estate Show. Our telephone number is 604-280-0650, 604-280-0650, or toll-free, long distance, 1-877-280-0650. That's a toll-free call. We'll get you in touch with Bill and Fern, and we'll answer your question of the week, right?
So Bill's mortgage question of the week is coming up, and if you have a question for Bill, leave it on our website, RadioRealEstateJan2nd2016, and Bill will answer it on next weekend's show.
Andrea Jock of Keller Williams Elite Realty is on the show to talk about the beginning of a brand new year in the Tri-Cities real estate.
Yes. A new year, new real estate. This is going to be real interesting. And also we've got Andy Mathieu of the Powerhouse Agents at Remax West Side is on the show. And we'll take a closer look at the greater Vancouver real estate market and where it may be going in 2016.
Absolutely. The time now is 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. Doesn't matter where you are. 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. And time now for the weekly mortgage rate update with our resident mortgage expert, Mr. Bill Macklem, who is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Once again, Bill, Happy New Year. Good morning.
Happy New Year. Good morning to you too, Tom. The rates have not moved too much from the last time we chatted. Our 5-year close are down to, there's still banks are still offering them at 2.99 and 2.89. Some of them down to 2.79. There are some hits. Some guys are offering a 2.59, but I'm not so sure I would actually recommend you or I take them. Variables have got 0.3 off the prime, so you're looking at 2.4. Prime is at 2.7, so that's where we are so far.
You know, I was reading in the newspaper the other day, somebody said brace for an expensive 2016. And it was a gentleman from one of the banks, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But where do you see it going, Billy, at this point?
Well, I think that the rates are probably going to stay pretty much where they are right now, within a quarter, maybe even half a point. I don't see them going too far. There's not a lot of activity that is being looked at right now in terms of the economies of not only our country but the other G8 countries. So we've got to be very careful on what we do with our interest rates.
Well, fantastic. In the next segment of the program, Bill will answer your mortgage question of the week, and later we'll be talking about 2016. Where do we think the experts will be taking us? What's around the corner for local real estate and the world? Monica Dina Briga, the president of Mummy Maids, will be on the show, and she'll have her cleaning tip of the week for us.
We'll need a lot of that after this last week of holidays. And you're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
Hi, this is Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. The Christmas holidays are almost here, and Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can get your home ready for the season. We offer the best products and the best services at the best prices. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information online at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is Monica from Mummy Maids. We're here to help you with all your cleaning needs, including move-in, move-outs, packing and unpacking, organizing, laundry and windows, walls, basic cleaning and custom cleaning. We do it all. You deserve a break, and Mummy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959. That's 604-533-4959. Or visit us at mummymaids.com.
It's Tom Lucas from the Radio Real Estate Christmas Party. Mike Farkas from North Vancouver Nissan is being dragged away from the Christmas tree right now. Happy holidays, Mike.
Happy holidays, Tom. This is a blast here. I'm having a great time.
Almost as much fun as we have when we come to visit you at North Vancouver Nissan.
Well, we certainly try. Kofi and myself, the general manager, we try and take care of our customers, and I have a crew that does a fantastic job.
Book an appointment and drop on over and see them, right?
Absolutely, we're here.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. We have found that most consumers automatically sign their mortgage renewal statements. Most banks have a higher than 90% renewal rate, so there's no incentive to give the best rates on renewal. Most people will not change lenders due to the hassle factor. Let us do the shopping for you. Call Dominion Macklem Mortgages today.
Have a happy new year. CIL 650.
It is a Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Radio Real Estate Show. It's Tom Lucas with Bill Macklem. Bill, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Any New Year's resolutions? Not that we're going to keep them or anything.
I have a couple, but I'm going to keep them a secret until they actually might happen.
Or not, depending on whatever. And Fern, what about you?
Don't even ask.
Okay, well.
I've already broken two of them.
Have you? Come on. What are they? The good ones or what?
I can tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
You're not on the radio anyway, right? 9 minutes after 10, 10:09 with the Radio Real Estate Show. It's our first brand new question of the year. Fern has one for Bill. What's cooking this weekend, Fern?
So this weekend's question comes to us from Gail Lundquist of Vancouver. Gail would like to know, Bill, if appraisals are necessary when applying for a mortgage, and if so, why?
Well, thanks, Fern. That's a good question from Gail. Appraisals are always required when the amount being borrowed is significantly, unless the amount being borrowed is significantly less than the purchase price or the assessed value. So if we're looking at normal purchases, they will always be required. And they're required for financial lending, as the lenders require an independent third-party evaluation of the property being purchased. Lenders lending all the money to purchase the property, so they want to make sure that the safety of the loan is insured. So you always require one. And they're anywhere from $260 to $350 on an appraisal, so they're not bad. And you know what? If you were a business person and you're buying a home, you would want that appraisal, regardless of where the bank wants it. It's no different than buying a car secondhand. You're going to make sure the car is going to survive.
Well, now, this is Radio Real Estate, and I think do we have a special guest coming up? We do. None other than our friend Andrea Jock. She's with Keller Williams Elite Realty, and she's in the Tri-Cities, and I think we have her on the phone. Oh, we do. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
You sound quite perky for January 2nd.
Well, you know what? I'm just reflecting back on what an amazing year 2015 was and really excited for the year ahead.
Real estate in the Tri-Cities was very good last year. What do you think it's going to do this year?
I think it's going to be just as great. I think the market is very strong. We're going to look forward to another great year ahead.
So maybe the idea now is the time to put your house on the market, call the agent, and see what it's worth, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say 2016 would be a great time to sell. Who knows what will happen in 2017 and further on, but we definitely know the market's good now, so why wait?
Now, before you say Happy New Year, do some of your clients, do you have a listing for us this week?
I sure do. I have a beautiful listing located at Fremont Blue, number 462332 Ranger Lane. It's a fantastic townhome opportunity, 2 bedrooms, brand new, and you can take advantage of the fabulous clubhouse with a swimming pool that feels like you're in a resort and spa.
That sounds fantastic to me. Give Andrea a call. We'll give you her telephone number in just a second. Andrea, Happy New Year. You want to say something to your clients and friends and family?
I sure do. I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and thank you so much for all the business in 2015, and we look forward to another great, successful year ahead. This is Andrea Jock for Radio Real Estate.
And in the Tri-Cities, call Andrea Jock at 604-783-3124. REM.com. In a code group, REM.com. And Andrea's phone number is 604-783-3124.
Well, we're still celebrating New Year's Eve here in the Radio Real Estate Show. I think I'm going to grab Fern and do a little dance around the old maypole. Didn't have a maypole. No,
well, I'm glad you didn't pick me.
Well, no, because I've seen you dance before. And last time we danced together, you kept stepping on my feet, Bill.
Exactly.
Well, you know what?
Coming up.
Dance too, you know.
Yeah, you can dance, all right. Coming up, we're going to talk about the brand new year in real estate and mortgages, and we're going to find out where things are going. We'll be speaking with our resident experts, Bill and Fern. Now, that's a combination of the two of them. We could have a Phil on the show.
That's very good.
You know what?
It's not a bad idea.
We could make a movie out of that.
That's pretty good for the new year, right? So what else is going on, Fern?
Oh, this is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty. Just enjoying the new year so far with mortgage expert Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgage, producer Dwayne Bishop, and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Radio Real Estate, Vancouver's original on-air open house on CL 650.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. You deserve the facts of a professional home evaluation based on the statistics of the MLS. To find out what your house is really worth, call or text me. Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
It's Tom Lucas from the Radio Real Estate Christmas Party. Mike Farkas from North Vancouver Nissan is being dragged away from the Christmas tree right now. Happy holidays, Mike.
Happy holidays, Tom. This is a blast here. I'm having a great time.
Almost as much fun as we have when we come to visit you at North Vancouver Nissan.
Well, we certainly try. Kofi and myself, the general manager, we try and take care of our customers, and I have a crew that does a fantastic job.
Book an appointment and drop on over and see them, right?
Absolutely, we're here.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. We all need specific types of mortgage financing. You may have bought your next home and not sold your current place. We have financing for that. You may not be able to prove your income for the mortgage you require. We have a lender for that. Call us, Dominion Macklem Mortgages today, 604-684-4663, 604-684-HOME.
Have a happy new year. CL 650.
It's Happy New Year time from everybody on the Radio Real Estate Show. Fern is with us. Bill is with us. Happy New Year, you my friends.
Happy New Year, Tom.
Happy New Year.
Now, earlier in the program, we said I saw a headline in the newspaper that says, brace for an expensive 2016. It says there's no reason to believe that prices will stop rising, especially in detached houses. Add to that the impact of the low dollar and the impact on imported items found around the home. So it looks like, according to this one chap from the CIBC, he's an economist, he says 2016 may not be the best year. What do you guys feel?
Go ahead first,
Well,
Bill.
I think we're going to see is that...
Okay, I'll do it. Well, you know what? So, so far from what I heard that you just said, Tom, yes, I believe that also is correct. I don't think that we will see skyrocketing prices, but the way geographically the Lower Fraser Valley is shaped, that there is only one way we can develop, and that's out in the valley. And yes, with our dollar decreasing against the American dollar, Americans are looking at our property again, and this is more recreational property rather than single-family dwellings, but they are looking at it because it's a good deal for them again. And yes, single family, it's all demand and supply with all the money still coming in from China and the Pacific Rim, that I don't at this time see an end to it. So I think that's where our major markets will be coming from.
And Bill, when it comes to mortgages, you don't see that mortgages going up at all?
No, there's some real pushback on rates going up. We saw the rates going up at the end of the year. Unfortunately, that's when the banks make all their profits. So this is what they're doing. They're just taking a little bit of profit at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And we want them to be strong. So there's a certain honesty to that. But sometimes it kind of ticks you off that they're doing it at the expense of their own consumers. But I don't see the rates moving anywhere. I would imagine you might even see a drop in the prime based on what's going on in the world worldwide in terms of rates. We're not being that competitive, and the only way we can stay competitive is to have a cheaper interest rate.
All right, well, I'm feeling better about that. Our telephone number is 604-280-0650. That's 604-280-0650. If you're calling from the long-distance area, out of the local dialing area, it's 1-877-280-0650. That's a toll-free call, 1-877-280-0650. Do we have a couple of calls lined up? We do? Well, let's go to the phone lines and see if we get a question for Bill and for Fern. Good morning.
Hi there. I have a quick question for Bill and Fern.
What were you wondering?
I'm wondering what the difference is between a short sale and a foreclosure.
A short sale and a foreclosure. Well, I have a joke for that, but I guess you don't really want that today, do you?
I might.
Bill, Fern, what's going on for this one? By the way, what's your name?
It's Haley.
Thank you, Haley. Happy New Year.
You too.
I'll let Bill answer that because it has to do more with financing than housing.
Okay, so on a short sale, that normally means it's been on foreclosure. That's normally an American term on a short sale. What they do is on a foreclosure, what they'll do is that they have given the people that are owning a house a certain number of time. Normally in Vancouver, BC, it's probably a little bit more than 365 days. Then it goes to court. The clients, the people that own the house, have an opportunity then to actually pay for the house again, meet the price of the home, and bring it up to current status, or it goes for sale, and at that point in time, then becomes like what they call a nisi, which means it's a final sale.
You brought up a good point. Bill, because we are so close to the border. We do get the influx of the American ideas. Do you think they really affect us in Canada that much, especially here in BC?
Say again?
On my point of view, that I think that, yes, it does. Not from immediately across the border because, they are pretty well, the same sort of blue-collar workers, et cetera, as what we are. But when where the money's going to come from is, let's say, from Hollywood or people from San Francisco, in high-priced real estate markets that either are going to put second mortgages on the property and buy a recreational property, and that's where we look good, or it'll be people coming from a high-end market, or selling out and just wanting to move to beautiful Lower Mainland.
Great place to be. 19 minutes after 10:19, 604-280-0650. That's the local telephone number, 604-280-0650. If you're out of town, it's a toll-free call, 1-877-280-0650, 1-877-280-0650. I think we're going out to the Valley this time, so let's go to line number 2. I think it's, let's just see. Line number 2. Hello there.
Line 2, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
I'm fine. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well, thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Miranda.
Miranda, where are you calling the Radio Real Estate Show from?
We're calling from Chilliwack today.
And you have a question for Fern and for Bill?
I do. Our mortgage is coming up for renewal, and I'm just wondering approximately how far in advance do you think I should start shopping around for new rates?
Now, Bill, you've answered this question on the show before, so maybe you can answer for Miranda again. She wants to know about how far out she should start renegotiating her new mortgage.
I would start looking at 6 months out. You can't lock in interest rates for 4 months, but you want to make sure that you're in the game 6 months out because you never know where rates are going to be going, and you want to make sure you get the best rate. So not only that, but make sure that if there's any problems with credit or income, we can address them before that renewal actually comes up into play.
And then we can get, I guess, what's known as a rate hold?
That's right. Now, banks will give you 120 days. Credit unions will give you 90 days. So there's a certain length of time that they'll hold the rates for you until such time as it's time for you to renew.
So, Miranda, out there in Chilliwack, if you're looking about to renew your mortgage, Bill says at least 6 months out, right?
Yeah, I would do it to 6 months. It's just the safety valve. What happens is that, we know that you can normally renew with your lender anyways, but you want to make sure that you're strong when you go into it.
All right, 604-280-0650 is the telephone number. That's the local number, 604-280-0650. Happy New Year from everybody on the Radio Real Estate Show. Long distance, toll-free, 1-877-280-0650, 1-877-280-0650.
Hi, this is Mona, and my question for you, Bill, are interest rates going to go up this year?
And before you go, Mona, where are you calling in from?
Abbotsford.
Well, Happy New Year to you out there in Abbotsford. It's not snowing out there, is it?
No, not right now.
Well, you better look out the window. We'll see if we get an answer. Bill, what's your answer for Mona?
Well, that's always a crystal ball question, but from the way things are looking currently, I would have to say that we're probably looking at rates staying somewhat around where they are right now. We might see a little bit of a movement upwards in probably January, mid-February, but then what happens is the RSP season comes on. And when the RSP season comes on, we have a surplus of cash that has to be lent out again. And so, therefore, you normally see a dribbling down of interest rates sometime in that April-May area. So I would think that rates are going to stay somewhat constant.
Interesting you brought up the RRSP season because, indeed, we're in there now. And, Bill, I was just wondering, when you said that, is it if you want to get yourself an RRSP and you don't have the funds available, do you go to see the mortgage broker or do you go see the bank? What do you do?
Well, normally people come to us and then we pass them on to their lender. We try to give them some advice on the kind of rate they should be looking for, what they should be looking for. If they have to get a loan, tell them how to do their loan, make sure that they're getting the maximum bang for their buck in terms of the refund. I mean, this is the only time that you can actually use an RSP, and even if you don't invest it, the sheer fact that you bought the RSP will give you an income tax refund, which is absolutely phenomenal.
All right, let me ask you both the same question. We'll go to Bill and then we'll go to Fern. Let's supposing we have some parents that are listening to the program, which we do, and let's supposing they have the 28-year-old offspring living in the basement and they want the offspring OUT, and this is the first time that the daughter or the son might be looking at some real estate. They need a mortgage, they need a place to live. First of all, they go see the mortgage broker, and what should they be aware of, Bill? What should they come with to see you for the first time? How should they be prepared?
We normally ask them to bring along a pay stub, maybe last year's notice of assessments from Revenue Canada, some indication and some proof of where the down payment is going to come from. We will need at some point in time an employment letter, but that normally has to be, fairly fresh. You want, within 30 to 60 days of actually moving in. So we don't normally ask for that until they actually have made an offer. What we're trying to do two things. First off, we want to make sure that the income they say they're making, they're actually making. Secondly, we make sure that the credit score that they told us is really good. And if there's a problem, then we can fix it and show them how to fix it. So therefore, it's preventative maintenance really is what we're doing on the mortgage.
All right, now, Fern, so they go to see Bill. He says, yes, you're approved for $700,000 for your first house. They called you.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So they say, Fern, listen, we need someone to show us the ropes. What can you do for us? How does the whole process begin?
Well, actually, I just want to back up a little bit here, too. And what Bill is saying is absolutely correct. And when you're dealing with a mortgage broker, what I say to my clients is when they're looking for financing, et cetera, I kind of like them to talk to Bill, mainly because he does personalized financing rather than, just across the board. I basically say, the mortgage broker will shop for a financing for you. So the next part of the process is once we know that people are pre-qualified, and again, I always like to have a pre-qualification paper in my hand because that helps negotiate when you're in an offer situation, when it's a multiple offer situation. But then we start looking at properties, and especially with first-time buyers, I don't want them to be excited about the first or second property that they see. I want them to really know the market by the time they're ready to make an offer, because they can make an offer with confidence. And having gone through the process with, first of all, Bill and then with myself on the real estate end of it, that they know what they're doing when they make that offer, and they feel comfortable about it.
Sounds good. So be totally prepared. And I guess, too, part of your jobs, both of you, you need to listen to what the client's looking to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if a client says...
also kind of listen with open ears and also with an open mind, because, a lot of people, buyers and sellers, when they come to us and they want, they want to get on with their lives and do something in real estate, at that point, when they're first thinking about it, they're not exactly sure. They think they know what they want, but then there's other options that are presented to them, and so a lot of times they go on to Plan B, which that's why realtors have to keep and brokers have to keep an open mind for people.
So if you're out with Fern and she asks you a personal question like, do you plan on having children? It's not that she's being nosy, but you need to know because that back bedroom could become a nursery, right?
Yeah. Well, I always ask people what their 5-year plan is.
You
Where
do.
You tend to be in 5 years, and it doesn't matter if it's first-time buyers planning a family. That's how I can get into it gently. Or if it's people that are looking at retirement, or if the people are looking for a job promotion or whatever, is where are you going to be both mentally, physically, and emotionally, which we never know. Where are you going to be in 5 years' time?
I remember you asked me that question. You asked me that question when you first met. I said, what the hell do I know? I remember last week.
Well, Tom, now I'm getting to know you. I certainly understand how you answered me that way.
Oh, never mind. 26 minutes after 10, 10:26, 604-280-0650 is the telephone number, 604-280-0650. If you can sneak in, I think we have time for one more question. Long distance, 1-877-280-0650. Long distance, toll free, 1-877-280-0650. We're going back to the phone lines right now. Hello.
Hi, this is Tony, and I'm wondering if it's a good time to rent or buy right now.
Tony, where are you calling us from?
Vancouver.
You sound like you're at a day after New Year's Day lunch or something.
Absolutely, you know it.
Order me something. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Okay, you guys now, what do you think? Is it a good time to rent or a good time to buy? What do you suggest?
Oh, Tony, love you, love you, love you. You know, here, New Year's Day, and he's thinking about real estate already. I wish a lot of our clients would do that. That's called planning.
That is. It is.
You know, if you don't mind, Bill, I'll just talk about this first. Again, a person has to be financially and emotionally ready to be able to get into the real estate market. As far as I feel that there's no wrong time to get into the market, because if you're looking at, let's say, even a 5-year plan, I mean, real estate, when you're buying it, whether you're buying investments or buying a single-family dwelling for living in, it is a long-term investment. You're not, anybody that looks to jump in, flip it, make money, et cetera, the chances of happening in that is an awful lot of luck. You can plan all you like, but it's an awful lot of luck that I've discovered over the years. So, that it's never a poor time to buy. The thing is that you have to be able to afford that mortgage. You don't want to go into foreclosure, as we were talking about a little bit earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm. Now, Bill, on the other side of the coin, you and I have had a chat about this quite a lot. We talk about maybe somebody who is thinking about downsizing, and we talk about the never, never plan. Maybe you could explain the never, never plan to our listeners this morning.
Well, never, never means you never want to sell. What I had some clients come in last week, and they said, we remember you telling us not to sell this place, and we were definitely thinking of selling it, and that was about 5 years ago. They said, we are so glad that we didn't sell, even though the house is a little bit bigger than what we thought we needed.
Mm-hmm.
We kept it. It's gone up in value by at least $300,000. And they said, we would have been devastated. We would have bought ourselves a townhouse or a condo to downsize, and we would have lost that opportunity of making the extra money.
And it's always good. And it's always good, of course, building, as you always say, to age in place, right?
Exactly.
Now, Fern.
You want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, now, Fern, what happens? We've spoken to a couple of realtors, especially out in the Tri-Cities area, and you know the valley like the back of your hand. And this gentleman was saying to me, for an older person who wants to downsize, no problem whatsoever selling their home. But after we sell their home, where do they go?
Well, that can be an issue, mainly because that developers / municipalities / et cetera have not really planned for this baby boomer explosion that is happening right now. And if you are going to look at selling your single-family dwelling, and I can use myself as an example. I'm now living in a townhouse in Cloverdale. It's a little bit, it's quite upscale. It's very, very nice. But I even knew in 1998 when that complex was built, eventually that would be my quote retirement plan. I knew I was going to live there. So, by the time 4 years ago I was ready to move from my acreage on Panorama Ridge, then I knew that I had a really good idea of where I wanted to go. So, it was a long time in the thinking, and then when the opportunity arose, then I just jumped at it. And, yes, a lot of times people will think that, well, I'll sell my property, and then they say, well, now where do I go? And that's an awful thing when you're just close to retirement or you're retired or you need to have a place to live. So I think people should be very, very careful before they sell their single-family dwelling of where the next phase of their life is going to be.
It won't be long now. I think within the next week or so, or a couple of weeks anyway, the assessments will be out, right? And what does all that mean for people?
Go ahead, Bill.
Uh-oh, Bill's laughing. Uh-oh.
It just goes along with everything else that the municipalities have managed to do for us, is that, yes, we know that the Canadian dollar is down in value. We know that the food prices are going to go up in value. And yet our municipalities do not put a lid on their expenditures. They just keep on, just adding more cost to what we do. And you just kind of have to shake your head at what they're doing. And they're going to have they're obviously going to increase the mill rate so they can have a higher tax base so they can afford to pay all the things they're doing already.
Sounds good. Well, you guys, this is a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who is listening to the show that decided to call in today. I do appreciate that. And the show's not over yet. Oh, my God, no. We got about another half hour to go. And Fern, what's coming up?
In our next segment, we'll be joined by Monica Dino Briga, president of Mommy Maids, who has this week's cleaning tip.
Not only that, we're going to have different versions of Old Lang Syne. Like, this is not my favorite version. Well, maybe it is. It depends. Helps the Brumman salsa work a little faster. It's Tom Lucas with our co-host Fern Northcott.
Is old news. Let's move on.
What? Oh, okay, I got you. That's Fern Northcott. She with Remax Performance Realty. Bill Macklem, you heard him chuckling in the back. He's the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop. And you're relatively quiet today.
Yeah, still recovering.
What's the matter, man? You hung?
A little bit.
I see. We'll talk after. And you are listening to the Radio Real Estate Show live on Smooth and Easy CIL 650.
Your life's too busy to be doing the things that you don't want to do. Hi, it's Monica at Mommy Maids. We'll free up your time by taking care of all your cleaning needs. We have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or one-time special occasion plans available, including move-in and move-outs. Commercial and residential cleaning performed by bonded, insured, WCB covered, uniform cleaning experts. You deserve a break, and Mommy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959 or visit mummymaids.com.
It's Tom Lucas in the Radio Real Estate Show. It's New Year's Day. Well, it feels like New Year's Day. It's the day after New Year's Day. Mike Farkas is on the line from North Vancouver Nissan. Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you had a good one.
I think so.
What you can remember?
Never mind.
I'll take this opportunity to wish all my customers, past, present, and future, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing them in 2016.
And the easy way to find them is in the North Vancouver Auto Mall or go online, northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Baby boomers move for various reasons. Perhaps your home is just too big, or you want to buy that toy you always wanted. Together, we will make that happen. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. You have equity in your home. You are over 65. We have some exciting financing options for you. Purchase your second home, help your children buy their home, or set up an annuity for life. Call Dominion Macklem Mortgages at 604-684-4663, 604-684-HOME.
CIL 650.
Yeah, days of Old Lang Syne. Here comes the part where Bill sings by himself. Listen.
I'm going to bring my accordion in if I didn't.
Oh, that's nice. We actually had the Bill Macklem marionette in the studio that was singing along to that. Nice job, Bill. Okay, anyway. So, hey, how was New Year's for you guys? You got a good one, Bill?
Say again?
I said you have a good New Year's.
Yeah, we really did. We're down on the waterfront down in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fabulous, and watched the Space Needle.
Eco-friendly cleaning
products. I guess it's called Sky Needle here in Seattle.
No, I got
it actually lit up for the entire New Year's.
It just seems it doesn't matter.
Really good.
It doesn't matter who people are. Anywhere in the world, they all celebrate New Year's Eve the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Fern, have you ever been involved in the polar bear swim?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, I have been involved in the polar bear swim, put on the bathing suit, and rushed right out there.
You did.
To the beach in Mouset Lounge.
Oh, well, now that's a different story. Come on.
I know. My friends at home, in Vancouver and also in White Rock, I've received all kinds of Facebook and stuff like that from my friends, and cold, that's not for me.
You know, I remember years ago I was doing television in this town, and I had to do a report on New Year's Day from the beach at the polar bear swim, and I was all dressed up, and this one guy decided he wanted to throw me in the water, and I said, I tell you what, pal, you throw me in, you're going with me. Needless to say, I stayed dry for the rest of the day, so that was good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about resolutions for just a second here. Come on, share. What have you broken, Fern?
Well, actually, yesterday was a good day. I took my kayak out for the first time. I've had this kayak for almost 2 years, and I've never taken it out in the water. So yesterday I went out for about a 2-hour paddle in my kayak, and that was just cold enough. Thank you very much. But that is my New Year's resolution, is to learn how to kayak better.
Well, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
And
you out there, you just float around, and it's peaceful as anything. No muss, no fuss.
And they do have kayaks for two, you know. That'd be a duac.
Well, then you might have to take somebody along.
Well, it'd be,
see, my kayak, it is so cool. Not only do you have the paddle, but you also have flippers, that goes down through the hull of the boat, and it's almost like cycling as well. So you do that with your feet, and you go flip, 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 and you can paddle as well.
Well, now you heard Fern say that her kayak has the paddles, folks, so you just want to stay away from that.
Flippers.
No, flippers, right. 10:36 is the time. Our cleaning woman is here, the president of Mommy Maids. Her name is Monica Dina-Obriga, and I think she's got a tip for us this morning. Monica, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Tom. Eco-friendly cleaning products can be easy on your pocketbook because you already have the products you need in your home, such as ammonia. Ammonia is highly toxic. You don't want to mix it with bleach. It is good for oven cleaner. It will clean jewelry, glass, mirrors, stainless steel, and it also strips wax off your floors. Baking soda cleans your carpets. It deodorizes. It takes colors off of white walls and furniture, cleans pots and pans, unclogs drains, makes great fabric softener, and it will put out fires. Bleach, again highly toxic when mixed with ammonia. Do not use chlorine bleach. It is harmful for the environment. Powder bleaches such as OxyBoost, Oxy8, or OxyClean are environmental friendly. These bleaches remove mold, mildew, and disinfects. It kills germs, whitens clothes, and removes stains. Borax is an alternative to bleach. It cleanses, deodorizes, disinfects, removes mold, mildew, and removes stains. Fruit peels makes your home smell fruity fresh. A good air freshener takes the odor out of litter boxes. Lemon cleans and deodorizes. Salt makes a coarse but gentle scouring powder when mixed with baking soda. Vinegar gets rid of burnt odors, softens skin, gets rid of grime and bugs. Mixed with olive oil, you can make a great furniture polish. Mixed with baking soda, it becomes a drain cleaner, shines metal, and a great remover for wax buildup. These products have been around for a long time and have taken care of germs and bacteria. Grandmother always knows best, and she's still proving it today. Environmental-friendly products is not new to her. This is Monica Dina-Obriga for Radio Real Estate.
You know what? She is so right, because baking soda and vinegar, they still seem to be the best cleaners. And let Mommy Maids clean your castle with no hassle. Call Monica at 604-533-4959. That's 604-533-4959. Or visit mommymaids.com. That's mommymaids.com.
Billy, what's coming up in your segment of the show?
Well, the next segment we're going to talk about what's going on down here in Seattle, and then some general terms of what's going on in our economy in Western Canada.
You know, just a while ago, Fern was agreeing with Monica that vinegar is a good cleaning solution, and you can brush your teeth with vinegar, except every time you do that, your breath smells like a French fry after, so...
or something else.
Never mind.
Well, that's a New Year's resolution, too.
There's an idea. Fern, what's coming up?
Oh, dear. We'll hear more about the Greater Vancouver market with Andy Mathieu. And this is Fern Northcott of RE/MAX Performance Realty with Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages, producer Dwayne Bishop, and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house Radio Real Estate on CL 650.
Hi, it's Preston here from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. When you're ready to paint, call Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. We do it all. The filling, the sanding, the taping. Hey, we even clean up after ourselves. Discover what Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can do for your home and office. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott from Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Real estate is the greatest investment you will ever make. Approach it as an adventure, financially and emotionally without mistakes. I have a plan for making your real estate investments work for you. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, at 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
It's Tom Lucas in the Radio Real Estate Show. It's New Year's Day. Well, it feels like New Year's Day. It's the day after New Year's Day. Mike Farkas is on the line from North Vancouver Nissan. Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you had a good one.
I think so.
What you can remember?
Never mind.
I'll take this opportunity to wish all my customers, past, present, and future, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing them in 2016.
And the easy way to find them is in the North Vancouver Auto Mall, or go online, northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. With interest rates always being a topic of discussion, it is important to have a mortgage professional who will guide you. If interest rates are all you think of, I can get you a 0% interest rate if you put 100% down. Of course, with 100% down, you don't really need a mortgage. Variable rates versus fixed rates. Which one is right for you? Call Dominion Macklem Mortgages, 604-684-4663, 604-684-HOME.
Vancouver weather.
I love Bill Macklem's sense of humor. If you're 100% down, you don't need a mortgage. Oh, good call, Bill. If you need sunshine today, you're going to get it. It's lots of sunshine today. Temperature's not that warm, though, only up to +2. Tomorrow, we're looking for rain, and then Monday, well, at least it'll be a little bit warmer. Highs about 7. Right now, it's -1 degree on the Radio Real Estate Show.
Have a happy New Year. CL 650.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old and these old lang syne.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was just a little gaffer, when I was just a little disc jockey, a little kid, I used to hate New Year's Eve.
Remember that far back?
Yeah, it was last week. But New Year's Eve to me was a sad kind of time. Do you guys, you found it a happy kind of period of your life, or what do you think about New Year's Eve?
Well, you know, in my life in New Year's Eve nowadays, that because I like global stuff, I love watching what's going on around the world. You know, the Sydney does it first, then London does it, and then New York does it, and then Sushi does it in Miami, and then we just sort of move west. And this year we were kind of talking, wonder what they do in Saskatoon for New Year's Eve.
Well, you know what they do in Saskatoon. Come on, you know what they do in Saskatoon for New Year's Eve. They got to keep warm.
Oh, well, there you go. And then there's Vancouver.
And then there's Vancouver. And Bill, what about you? Was New Year's Eve a big deal for you in your life?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we enjoy it. We've been at friends' place many times. We've also spent downtown. I remember the time we spent some extra money, went downtown. We're gonna have a great evening and stayed overnight at the hotel. We had the flu so hard, we got out of bed, went down, had at 11 o'clock dinner, celebrated at 12 o'clock, went back to bed, recovered from the flu.
You know, Fern, this year Bill invited me to his place for New Year's Eve, and then he left town. I don't understand that. Are you trying to tell me something, Bill?
Well, you know what?
Well,
I would really
we
love
left the lights on.
I love you both. You know that. 10:45 is the time. You listen to the Radio Real Estate Show and Smooth and Easy, CL 650. It's time now to look at Lower Mainland real estate with Andy Mathieu with the Powerhouse Agents at Remax Crest Westside Realty. Andy's on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tom. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Happy New Year to you guys as well.
All right, now we're looking toward a brand new year, 2016, in the area of Metro Vancouver. What do you think we're going to be seeing?
What we've been hearing here for the next couple of months is going to be still a very strong market, very hot. So if you're thinking of selling, give us a call.
So you never know how much your house is actually worth until you call an agent, right?
Exactly.
In Metro Vancouver, call the Powerhouse Agents, Andy and Don. They'll come and take care of you. What do you have for us this week? A very special listing, I hear.
Yeah, I got a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo here in Marine Gateways, right on the corner of Canby and Southwest Marine. It's 487 square feet on the 16th floor. You get nice views of the west and the south. List price is only $399.9.
That's a good deal.
It's a great deal. It's close to SkyTrain, all the shopping, amenities, banks, coffee shops. So it's very good for investment. Go to Richmond, go downtown. It's just a perfect location.
So if you want to find out what your house is worth or you want to take a look at this property, call Don or Andy. They'll come over and take care of you. It's the Powerhouse Agents. Hey, Happy New Year, my friend.
I want to say Happy New Year to all my friends, family, and all my clients from 2015 and future clients in 2016 as well.
Well, it sounds good. Happy New Year to you and your family and to Mr. Don, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.
You too. This is Andy Batu for Radio Real Estate.
So to put the Powerhouse Agents to work for you, call Don or Andy at 604-307-3000, at 604-307-3000, or visit powerhouseagents.ca. Again, that's powerhouseagents.ca.
I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey, well, I need a dollar, that's what I need.
Hey, I'm glad I got Bill Backland's phone number here. 60. Yeah, New Year's is over. I need some money. Bill, can you help us out? We need some money.
Absolutely.
That's what you're in business for. Bill is the best guy I know. Not only does he say how much money you need, but you want to know why the person needs it, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
I want to make sure they're making the right decisions for the right reasons.
All right. Now, yeah, I know it's New Year's. Well, it's for us, it's New Year's Day. It's the day after New Year's. But I know you've got something on your mind. It's been burning a big hole in your brain since last year. What's up, Billy?
Well, I'm just looking at what's going on, and I've been saying that the G8 countries, that's not only Canada and the States, but also Germany and England, they've kind of thought that the baby boomers are going to kind of die off, go to a nursing home, slip into a assisted living of some sort, so our houses come up for purchase for the next generation of people. Well, apparently that's not happening, and what's happening around the G8 countries, there's not enough housing. Tell me if this sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Fewer consumers made offers on homes in November. The real estate market seems to have cooled after the gains in 2015. The price of buying has slowed after the summer, with listings being quite low and home values rising faster than incomes. Doesn't that sound like something we see in the Vancouver paper?
You know, Billy,
well, guess what? That's down here in Seattle.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking up here in Vancouver, if the Canucks were to win the Stanley Cup, prices would probably go sky high.
Yeah, and I have Santa Claus in the back of my van.
Oh, never mind.
Well, there you go. It's called In Your Dreams.
What a team we've assembled.
We're seeing that prices of homes are exponentially increasing because there's actually an artificial shortage of homes. I mean, we should have been building more homes as opposed to these townhouses and condos because that's where people want to live once they've been in a townhouse or a condo.
I'll be the devil's advocate. Bill, let me be the devil's advocate for just a second. I agree with you. We should build more homes for these people, but we're not building more land. Where are we going to put them?
Exactly.
Well, you know, there's still a fair amount of land available, and if it was done properly, it would make a lot more sense. You don't have to have high density on everything. I mean, so let me just say this then. If you're really serious about what you just said, then why do they build shopping centers with no underground parking and no residential on top of it? If you really believe what you just told me, there's no more land.
No,
but we don't.
You know what?
I mean, there's
right there, you've hit it right on. That part, yes.
Yeah, we don't really believe what we're saying. You know, if we believe what we're saying, look at what's the place there in North Vancouver called Park Royal.
Park Royal.
Outside there, they built a beautiful new shopping center. Only guess what? We don't live in California. There's no canopy so people can stay dry. It rains here 6 months of the year, for goodness sake, people.
I'm glad you brought that up because I grew up with this town and I could never figure out why one side of Park Royal is on one side of the highway and the other side is on the other side.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't get that either.
It was a two-lane dirt road when it was built.
Oh, that's right, too.
Went back.
Well, I wasn't there for a night.
But if you talk to old timers that have been around for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and you ask them about the Oak Ridge Shopping Center, you know that Oak Ridge Shopping Center used to be an open air shopping center like a strip mall. I realized that people didn't want to use it because it was raining all the time.
I remember that,
so
Bill.
They closed it in.
I'm not that old, Bill, but I remember it. I remember all the blue hairs up there too in Kerrisdale before it was trendy to have blue hair.
Yeah. We're not paying attention to what we're saying.
Not even go
on the
there.
one hand, we need jerk, and the other hand, we just don't need it.
Bill is being so serious about
That's very true. You know, unfortunately, what happens is we try and copy a lot of the trends in California or other places in the world, and all of a sudden that our climate goes out the window, all our needs go out the window, mainly because they're not met. So then that's why some of the businesses fail.
And that's why we had leaky condos years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
a
well.
different story.
That's a whole other story.
And that's all been taken care of? Nobody lives in those things anymore?
Not today.
No.
Or with the windows and stuff.
I know. You guys, you're right. Fern, if somebody wants to get some more mortgage information, they need to get a hold of Bill Macklem. How can we do that?
Well, all you need to do is get
Send a letter.
information on that's old school. That's 215. Online by visiting billymac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y, mac.com, or by calling Bill directly at 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
In our next segment, we're going to hear from our radio real estate home handyman, Finn Jensen. And this morning, Finn is going to take a peek at 2015.
Or 16. Or 17. Hey, you guys.
Well, I'm thinking he's looking at. He wants to look back and he wants to look forward.
Oh, he's that kind of guy. I was just thinking that you guys are sounding like you're having a good time today. I think what's happened is at the Christmas party, Bill was in charge of eggnog again this year, and Dwayne had to help the guy drive the truck in, and I think there was something left in the back trailer, Bill, so.
But we're slowly getting rid of it.
I see. It's the Radio Real Estate Show. Our co-host is Fern Northcott of RE/MAX Performance Realty. Bill Macklem is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop. I'm Tom Lucas, and you've got Radio Real Estate on Smooth and Easy CIL 650.
Hey, it's Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. At Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations, we're more than just painting. As you can guess from our name, we do renovations too. Kitchens, bathrooms, living rooms, offices, whatever your renovation needs are, Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations is here for you. Call for your estimate now, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com. Hi, this is Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. The Christmas holidays are almost here, and Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can get your home ready for the season. We offer the best products and the best services at the best prices. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information online at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Introducing Mommy Maids, a business created out of the lack of employment opportunities for single moms with flexible working hours. From residential to commercial, you can trust their insured and bonded cleaning professionals with any task. Let them clean your castle with no hassle. Go to mummymaids.com or call 604-533-4959.
1, 2, 3, ABC. Mommy Maids come rescue me. CIL 650. Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for tuning into Radio Real Estate on CIL 650. Standing in the wings now is the Radio Real Estate. Actually, he's the brains of the show, ladies and gentlemen. When something goes wrong, we call this guy. His name is Finn Jensen. He's our home handyman, and he's got something on his mind this morning. Right, Finn? Good morning.
Good morning, Tom, and Happy New Year to everyone. If this year turns out to be a sister to 2015, we've got a winner. All the projects and work will come closer to finishing this year. Stuff like dams and gas plants, transmission lines, and the sort has been on a burner for a long time. Hopefully will now be felt in the economy. But that isn't all. Everything else is the same forward game. Business is still enjoying the apparent oasis atmosphere of BC, and we seem to have received the winning combination in spades. There's hardly a thing we can't match. The people of this region are privileged, and we know how to preserve what we have. We will demonstrate that this year as well. May good fortune find everyone in the new year of 2016. This is Finn Jensen for Radio Real Estate. Talk to you next time.
This winter, let Finn take care of all your plumbing and heating needs for fast, reliable, and dependable service. Call Finn at Gentech Mechanical Installations, 778-378-2740. That's 778-378-2740.
Thank you, Bill. I was thinking about there when Finn was talking about, remember the old heritage houses we used to have in the Lower Mainland and how the people have to jump through hoops to keep those things going? Why don't we tear those things down still and put out those ugly new things?
I don't get it. I mean, we're down here in Seattle looking at all the
Yeah, Seattle's like San Francisco, right, Bill? Lots of old houses taken care of, look pretty darn good.
Well, even the old buildings. I mean, we see the steel bars they're using to, to attach from wall to wall, across the wall, to make sure they maintain the structure properly, so they can have all these older homes or older buildings in town. I mean, it's really neat.
You know, Fern, you've done a lot of traveling. I've been to Europe. You've been to Europe. And, of course, you always see the old architecture over there, which is just fantastic to see. But we don't see so much of it over here. I wonder why.
Well, you know that they say it's more feasible to tear them down and build up something new.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you travel around the world and you want to preserve heritage, et cetera, I mean, all you really need to do is keep the facade and gut them and then redo them inside. I mean, you look at Kerrisdale. A lot of those older homes in that area there have been done inside and turned into condos, and those are luxury condos.
I'm glad you
There's nothing wrong with that kind of construction.
I'm glad you brought that up about Kerrisdale, because I see a lot of people going around in Kerrisdale. I know that they've been redone on the inside. Yeah, okay. It's 10:56. So, Fern, you've got never mind, you guys. Come on, it's New Year's Day.
I'm trying to stay with you.
I know. So, Fern, we have a hot listing, our first one of the year for the folks listening to the show this morning.
I do. I've got a wonderful condo in Cloverdale. It is a corner unit, second floor, so security-wise, you're up off the main floor. It's a two-bedroom, large unit, small complex. It's within walking distance of the casino, and it's $215,000.
That's it?
That's it.
Bill, can I afford that?
I think you can.
Thank you. Okay, so Fern, if any, let's
get two of them.
I'll get Get two, rent one out. Okay. So before we go, let's just recap quickly what we talked about on the show today. Fern, first of all, if somebody is thinking about maybe making a move, wanting to see what their house is worth, or should they sell it, or should they buy, they get in touch with you. What happens?
Well, then I like to be able to sit and review exactly where they are, where their wants, needs, and haves are. And there have been people over the years that, after we have worked them out, I actually talked to them about the Ben Franklin list. And what that is just drawing a line down the middle of a page and a line across, and you do pros on one side, cons on the other. And then I said, just go away and do this and come back to me with your decision. And a lot of people, you know, if you do that quietly, your soul of soul will tell you what your next move should be, not only in real estate, but in life. That Ben Franklin list works wonders.
Sounds like a good idea. Now, Fern, if somebody thinks that's a darn fine idea, I should call Fern and get in touch with her. I should talk to her. How can we do that?
And I can be reached directly on my cell phone number, 604-790-9066. Text or cell, 604-790-9066. My direct email, rather than going through my website, no muss, no fuss, is fern@smart.com. Fern with an E, smart with two T's, at .com.
All right. Now, Bill, I was talking to a guy at the radio station, Bill. Actually, the second person I've talked to in quite a few weeks, and they said we were talking with Bill Macklem. They were talking about mortgages, and they were just asking you to look at the mortgage they're into now and if they can do a better deal. And you actually told them that they have a pretty good deal to stay where they are. So you are that kind of guy.
Exactly. I mean, our job is to make sure that clients get looked after properly and get the proper advice. It's not about what's good for me; it's what's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a really good deal, and the offer was as good as, if not better, than we could get. And what would be the point of me just switching him over just so that I get paid? He's already happy with his lender, and we like to keep people with the lenders that are happy.
You know, I think we should tell people it's not like the old days. You don't need to be afraid to go to see the mortgage broker. You don't need to be afraid to go and see your local realtor. It's not like being back in high school. I have to go and see the principal now. It's not like that anymore, is it? No. You guys are pretty easygoing.
You know, and Bill's the same way that, you know, when you've been in the business, either mortgaging or real estate, for any business, really, for any period of time, you build up credibility behind your name, and what you do is you give the right advice for the individual person. You're not looking at your next paycheck, because referrals are always going to follow if you give people correct advice. And like they say, what you lose on the swings, you pick up on the merry-go-rounds. And that's what it's all about, is to give people right advice so they can make an educated decision.
All right, now the three of us were not together this New Year's Eve, so I thought what we should do is we should relive the countdown to New Year's Eve. So let's hold hands. That's it. Fern, Bill, let's all hold hands, and let's just sing along now, and here we go.
Oh, your hands full.
In the middle of our street.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Well, it's a little late for us this year, but hey, Happy New Year, kids. Fern, Happy New Year to you. Willie, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bud.
And say Happy New Year to Kathy for me and your mom. Don't forget your mom. You got to be nice to mom because it's getting to be cookie season soon. Bill, I got to tell you one more thing, okay? New Year's is over with now. The next big thing is Valentine's.
Absolutely.
So you and I will talk when we get home, if you know what I mean.
What, you and Bill?
Well, sure. Happy New Year, guys, and we'll all do it again next week at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Thank you for being here. On behalf of Fern Northcott and Bill Macklem and Dwayne Bishop, it's Tom Lucas, and you have yourself a wonderful Saturday, and I'll talk to you bright and early. Well, early anyway. Monday morning at 6 o'clock with more of your all-time favorites on Smooth and Easy CL 650. Till then, thank you, bye.